Imagine a killer, not fleeing the scene, but stoking the fire as the house falls silent. In the early spring of 1922, a neighbor walked the muddy path to a remote Bavarian farmhouse called Hinterkaifeck. The air was cold, his breath a white cloud. Inside, the scent of wood smoke mingled with damp hay and the faint metallic tang of iron. The family was found in the barn, hidden beneath straw. But in the house, a strange and unsettling order remained. The stove was warm, recently tended. The cattle in their pens had been fed and watered. In the kitchen, a bowl showed the remains of a recent meal, and a chair was pulled back from the table, as if someone had just finished supper. The killer had stayed. This is the detail that transforms a brutal crime into a lingering horror. A home is meant to be a sanctuary, the end of a dangerous story. But here, the danger didn't leave. It settled in. Even now, our smart locks and cameras are designed to keep the outside world out. The terror of Hinterkaifeck is that the threat was already inside, learning the rhythms of the house, mimicking the routines of its victims. And the most chilling proof was printed in the snow, discovered before the bodies. A single set of footprints led from the dense woods to the farmhouse door, but there were no tracks leading away. The trail simply stopped, as if the house itself had swallowed the person who made them. Other clues had surfaced in the days prior. The family's house key had vanished. An unfamiliar newspaper appeared on the kitchen table. The maid heard footsteps creaking in the attic when the wind was still. These are not the signs of a random intruder. They point to a terrifying familiarity. Someone who knew where the tools were kept, how the doors latched, and when a lamp could burn unnoticed in the night. The actions taken after the murders were not those of a panicked fugitive, but of a caretaker, feeding the animals, tending the fire. These are acts of ownership. They signal a cold, patient control that defies explanation. The simplest theory is also the most disturbing. The killer may have been living within the home's walls, unseen, long before the attack, and afterward they simply continued. When help finally arrived, the scene was compromised. Grieving neighbors moved through the rooms, shifting blankets and disturbing evidence, unknowingly erasing the faint traces of the ghost who had lingered there. That is why the crime remains unsolved. The crucial edges were blurred, the timeline confused. But one fact remains sharp and clear. Someone stayed. And in that simple, terrifying truth lies a fear that never ages. The fear that the quietest spaces in our own homes might not ours alone.